been playing Jesus for 500 years. Like literally.
Yeah.
Jesus doesn't look anything like Brad Pitt.
You can identify everything but the children of God. I need my people to wake up and understand that this is a propaganda.
The curse of the pharaohs are a poor example of what Wakewood Plantation
Beware
claims.
false prophets who come dressed in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravening wolves.
You black bastard!
He that stealeth the man.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Shalom and blessings, brothers and sisters via YouTube. Hope all is well with everyone. I want to welcome everybody to this discussion we're going to be having concerning the tithes and the offerings and how this concept has been abused by Christianity. We have the brother Kadar today. He's going to be pretty much taking the lead on this. And before he gets into it, I just want to mention a passage in the book of Jude that tells us to contend for the faith. All right. And it tells us to contend for the faith because many have crept in unaware and preaching damnable doctrine. And I'm paraphrasing that, but this is the reason we contend for the faith as a means to show that the Most High has revealed the truth to his chosen and to help set our people straight. All right. And so once again, Brother Kadar, he's been over in the mosh pit. I like to call the, what's that, Brother Berean channel? I like to call that the mosh pit, you know. So he been over there in the mosh pit, giving out some blows to some people. And so this is an issue that has come across his heart to address. And so on that note, I'm going to give the brother the floor and let him take it over. Peace, bro.
Shalom, shalom, family. Yeah, tonight we're going to talk about tithes and offerings. And even some of our Hebrew-like brothers might get a little upset about it, but when we look into the text, we're going to find out that tithes was not talking about no money. And we're going to find out tithes was talking about taking care of Levite priests, the widow, the poor, and our people, even tithes for us too. So, you know, the way we look at tithes today is like you give your 10% or your hard working money, and then you'll find out that you look and your pastor got a new jet, a brand new car, and you can't pay your light bill. I remember when I was in the Christian church, I used to tithe faithfully, but I couldn't understand. Man, I'd be tithing, and, you know, I had to go get a loan to keep my lights on. I mean, you know, so they tell you that you have to give to God, so God to bless you, give money to God. So we got to understand that the tithing that we see today is a Christianity, you know, we can basically call it replacement theology, the tithing the way they do it today. So, you know, when you tithe, now this is the thing, they can't get, you know, a lot of Christians, you know, when you bring up subjects, they'll say, oh, that's in the old law. We don't go about the law. The tithe come out of the law, so they can't get away from that.
Right.
When they use tithing, they can't say, oh, that's the new law. Can't get away. It comes from the law, the first law. We know that the law still stands today, because why are they using tithing if it come out of the what they call the old law? Don't make sense. So let's get into it. Anything you want to say about this tithing, Brother Eric? I know a lot of people gonna have a lot to say about that in the chat.
Right. No, just briefly that it's a certain order to it. We're gonna get into that, but one way that I would sum it up is that it's been used to make merchandise of the Most High's people. You know, when you look at what has been accumulated monetarily through the Christian church, that's what it's been used for.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And sometimes, y'all, when I get talking about this, sometimes I get emotional because I'm thinking, like, so many of our people left this earth giving them money. It had nothing to do with that. There was trick food, whatever you want to call it. And sometimes, it touched me, when I think about this. It's so sad that we a trick like this, and we get even with the book of Malachi 3, but they don't go back to Malachi 1 and bring that understanding of what it's talking about. So even within Malachi 3 and 10, if you keep reading, it's tell you basically it's talking about a nation of people, not going to somebody's church giving tithes to a pastor. So anyway, let's get into it. So let's start in Leviticus. That's your favorite book, brother. Leviticus 27. Hey, this is the Levite. This is the son of Aaron, y'all. I really believe that. He's very good in the law. I learned a lot from him in the law. So Leviticus chapter 27, verses 30, 31, 32, we can go there. And we're going to see what is the tithing. What is it talking about?
All right, you said say it again, Leviticus 27.
Yeah, verses 30 through, yes, I'm going to start at verse 30. Let's see if I can see this. I got to get ready. Brother Eric be having that Hebrew up here.
You want me to read it for you?
Yeah, you can go ahead and read it for me. I have no, yeah, go ahead.
All right, just let me know when to stop. This is Leviticus.
32, let's go to 30 to 34, but yeah.
Okay. It says, and all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree, is Yahweh's. It is holy unto Yahweh. And if a man will at all redeem aught of his tithes, he shall add thereto the fifth part thereof. And concerning the tithe of the herd or of the flock, even of whatsoever passeth under the rod, the tenth shall be holy unto Yahweh. He shall not search whether it be good or bad, neither shall he change it. And if he change it at all, then both it and the change thereof shall be holy. It shall not be redeemed. These are the commandments which Yahweh commanded Moshe for the children of Israel in Mount Sinai.
Wow. Now we see off top, the tithing is talking about the land and it's talking about the animals. It's not talking about money. This is what was commanded to the children of Israel. Of course, we're not in our land right now, but right off top, we see, do anybody see money in that? And yes, they use money. We know they did back then, because some people are trying to say, oh, they didn't have money. No, they didn't use George Washington's, Abraham Lincoln's, Benjamin Franklin's. No, they didn't use that type of money.
Right.
But they did use money, but we see off the top that tithing is about food. That's what it's about. It's about food. And once we realize that, we'll realize that that's, I tell you, I'm telling y'all, man, once you, hey, y'all write these scriptures down, because these scriptures are very important. These scriptures are very important for anybody when they go to the, somebody comes to you and say, you're not tithing with money, and they don't understand that what the meaning of really tithing is. So please write these scriptures down, and so you have something to fall back on and take them to. So anything you want to say about this before we go to the next verse, Brother Eric?
Just if anybody try to say that they didn't have money, they'll say that this was the form of money that they used, but they had silver and gold, as a form of exchange. When Jacob sent his sons down into Egypt during the famine, he sent them with money to go and buy grain because of the famine. So silver and gold has always been used as a means of exchange throughout the ages. So money was used back then.
That's right. Let's go to that's so true. Money was used back then. So let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verses 22 and 23. We're gonna read more because this right here, this chapter really completely breaks down tithing right here. Shalom, shalom, everybody on the panel. See they coming in. This chapter really breaks down that tithe in Deuteronomy chapter 14, start at verse 22 and 23. So I'm gonna stop here and then we're gonna keep reading because it really breaks it down pretty good. You may read it or you gonna
I'm sorry. I was muted up.
Okay.
All right, this is verse 22, Deuteronomy 14 and 22. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed that the field bringeth forth year by year. And thou shalt eat before Jehovah thy Elohim in the place which he shall choose to place his name there. The tithe of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the firstlings of thy herds and of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear Jehovah thy Elohim always.
All right. So we see that the Most High is showing us what he wants, not what the pastor wants. He's showing us what he wants. He's telling us to bring our herbs, our plants, our animals, the first fruit. And he's telling us we need to get to a place. What do we mean by that? Well, if we keep reading on in verse 24, we're going to find out in verse 25, 26. We're going to read on to verse 29. We want to get everything in because this is very important right here to learn about tithing.
Verse 24. And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far for thee, which Jehovah thy Elohim shall choose to set his name there, when Jehovah thy Elohim have blessed thee.
All right, let me start right here. So right here, so we know that we bring everything to the temple in Jerusalem, but he's saying if the place be so long, he's going to give you instruction what to do with that tithing, with these herbs, with these animals, with these plants that you have. Remember, I think it's only tithing is only in the third year, I believe. But
right.
Yeah, okay. All right, keep going.
Verse 25.
Yeah.
Then shalt thou turn it into money and bind it up.
Mm-hmm.
The money in thine hand, and shall go unto the place which Jehovah thy Elohim shall choose. Mm-hmm. Thou shalt not bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth after.
That's right.
And thou shalt bestow that money for whatever thy soul lusteth after.
Now listen what it say. Keep going.
For oxen, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatsoever thy soul desireth. And thou shalt eat therefore before Jehovah thy Elohim, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thine household. And the Levium that is within thy gates, thou shalt not forsake him.
It's the Levite, y'all. Keep going.
Right. Mm-hmm. For he hath no part nor inheritance with thee. At the end of 3 years, thou shalt bring forth all the tithe of thine increase the same year, and shall lay it up within thy gates at the end of 3 years.
In the 3 years. So we see when we tithe with our herbs, our plants, our animals, we go to Jerusalem and we feast and we start to give the tithes out. And so when it says, let's say like we was back in our homeland. Let's say you was in Goshen, still living in Goshen, and you can't make it to Jerusalem because you can make it to Jerusalem, but you don't have so much. You got so much cattle and so much lamb and so many plants, and you've been blessed because you've been giving your tithe. Because the Most High said He gonna bless you if what you're gonna do. And let's say you have so much you can't carry to Jerusalem to feast and give it out and distribute it out evenly. So what is He saying here? He's saying that take that money when you go there, then you buy. That's what He's talking about, oxen and herbs and strong drinks. When you get there, He's not talking about you go buy crack and Mercedes Benz. And
Right.
He explains that because some people will say, "Oh, whatever your heart lusts after." Oh, because remember, these are people. We are Israelites. Our heart lusts after the things that's right, not after the things that's not right. So when He's talking about that, please don't get confused, or don't let no Christian pastor or somebody confuse you with that, because that's what they're trying to do. But He's talking about the things that we lust after that's good, which according to what He says, oxen. Where is that at? Verse
26.
26. Oh, I can't see it. Where is it? Oxen, and for sheep, and for wine, and for strong drink. So these are the tithes that we read back in Leviticus 27. That's what He's talking about. So when people bring up tithing, take them through these scriptures and show them what tithing is about. Now, anything else you want to say on that before we go to the next one?
Also, it mentions at the end of 3 years. All right. So the tithe wasn't brought every week or every other week. The tithe was brought at a certain point, and this was for a purpose. All right. But that's all I wanted to mention, that the tithe wasn't brought every week or every other week. It was brought at the end of every 3 years.
Mm-hmm. So this right, can you imagine, y'all, if we was living in the neighborhood and everything that we do, our mind was focused on helping one another. That's what tithing is all about. It was about helping the widows. And if you keep reading it, what's that, verse 29, I think it's in there? Yeah. Verse 29.
It says, and the Lewium, because he had no part nor inheritance with thee, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow, which are within thy gates, shall come and shall eat and be satisfied, that Jehovah thy Elohim may bless thee in all the works of thine hand, which thou doest.
Yes. So we see that the Levite priests, we supposed to bless them with these tithes. They got to have food to eat because they don't have an inheritance. Their inheritance is the Most High. So they the one that we used to go to get confirmation, or more. They was the mediator at that time to the Most High, us and them. So we had to bring our tithes. The tithes was for them too, and for the widows, the ones that didn't have a husband. Now you think about the Christian church. Half of them don't have husbands. And for the stranger at the time, what we call Gentile, ethnic Gentiles that was in our land or came over from Egypt or whatever captivity that was in, they want to follow us and serve us. And the ones that was poor, we gave tithes to them too. Can you imagine if we basically consider Gentiles to what they call American? Can you imagine if they gave tithes to us? Well, I guess, when they get tithes, they want it back in taxes. So they gonna get it back.
Yeah, it's a revolving wheel with them.
Yeah, you can't get it, it's just yours. So this is what we was doing then, and this is how our nation prospered. Now we see these prosperity preachers. They'll say, if you pay tithes, God will bless you. If you give me $1,000, God gonna bless you with your keeping your marriage. If you give me $2,000, God gonna bless you with a new car. If you give me $4,000, God is gonna heal your body. Man, there's nothing in the scripture says nothing about that. It's crazy, and they cannot use tithing is in the Old Testament. Oh, okay, they can use that, but they using tithing for their church, and it comes from the law, the Leviticus priesthood. You cannot get around that. There's no way around that. And we also going to go to the New Testament and prove that they was still doing the same thing. So it's no, it's no change when it comes to tithing. There's nothing about money. So let's go to Malachi 3. Let's go to Malachi 3 and 10. Their favorite verse that they use to make people feel guilty.
Yep.
You feel like you held the Most High up. Give me your money. And actually, that's what they doing, but they make you feel that way.
You better bring them tithes into the storehouse.
So Malachi 3 and 10. 3 and 10. You got it.
It says, bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house. And prove me now herewith, saith Jehovah of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it.
So go on to verse 11.
And I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground, neither shall your vine cast her fruit before the time in the field, said Jehovah of hosts.
Now, that right there is a true statement. Christianity come on, oh no, that's spiritual. See, it's talking about if you give your 10%, you'll get a raise on your job.
Yeah.
If you give your 10%, your fruit of your spirit will grow within you. This is the lies that they say.
Yeah.
But when he say, would a man rob God? We're going to go back and find out how did the man rob God. Brother Eric, you got something you want to say on this before we go back there?
Nah, just briefly, it talked about bringing the tithes to the Levites, and it was because the Levites were actually doing the service of the Most High for the people. Mm-hmm. They were the mediators between the Most High and the people. So whenever the people needed to be atoned for, whenever a person wanted to be cleansed or redeemed or brought back from a sin or whatever, they had to go through the priests. And so the priest's office represent the heavenly hosts which serve before the Most High. And so that's why he was saying you have to take care of the priests. And that's why I hope I'm a Levite, so I can serve y'all, so y'all can take care of me. There you go.
I believe you are. You're a Levite. I believe you. I believe you there.
I hope, man. That's just my vain hope,
I would say I'm more hype. I think I'm a Judite from Judah. I'm so hyped. Then again, I don't know. We'll see. But so let's go to Malachi 1, 12, 13, and 14. This is going to explain what he's talking about with a man robbed God.
Yep. Verse 12.
Yeah. 12, 13, 14. Yeah.
All right. It says, but ye have profaned it, in that ye say the table of Jehovah is polluted, and the fruit thereof, even his meat, is contemptible.
Wow.
He said also, behold, weight a weariness is it, and ye have snuffed at it, said Jehovah of hosts. And ye brought that which was torn, and the lame and the sick. Thus ye brought an offering. Should I accept this of your hand, said Jehovah? But cursed be the deceiver, which hath in his flock a male, and vow it and sacrifice unto Adonai a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, said Jehovah of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen.
Wow. We see what our people was doing. They got tired of bringing them tithes and offerings. They want to bring God, the Most High, Yahuwah, these animals that was tore up, probably got one eye, one leg cut off. They want to bring him the bad animals, and they want to save it and make money to themselves. And the Most High said, Now, don't that bring you to a remembrance of the first tithe and offerings, Cain and Abel? What did Cain do?
Yeah.
That's the first tithe and offering. People forget. So the Most High said, I ain't going to accept that mess. You're going to be cursed. So now if we look at the Christian church, we have none of that. We don't have nobody bringing money in the Christian church and money going out to bless our people. We wouldn't be in the shape we are in now. I remember when I was a little boy, I've been to church with my mama, and we'll leave there, and it's this place called Times Turnaround. I used to be like, I want some hot dogs. It has good hot dogs. And we would have to count pennies and money just to get some hot dogs. But they don't get all the money to the church. I mean, this is really ridiculous, the stuff that they do and what they have been doing for years. And yet still our people are so lost. They'll say, oh, I believe, tithe and offerings. But your tithe and offering, what you believe, is not right. I think it's a pastor. I can't remember where it's at. I want to say it's in Florida somewhere. And I think what he was doing was take the money and he was building housing developments for the so-called black people that's in the area. And that right there was a good thing that he was doing. But still, I wouldn't have, if the Christian church was operating as taking the money, giving it back, taking the money, giving it back, it still is not tithe and offering according to the Bible. But, I would be more okay. I could see that's being a good thing. But it's not true tithes and offering according to the word. And I know when you go to your Christian pastor and you bring these scriptures up, the first thing he'll say is, oh, well, the times have changed, a lot of people are not farming and stuff. Yes, they are. You can go to the farmer market and get stuff. But what I'm saying, this is stuff he'll say. So this is how he'll say we have to use money instead of plants and animals or whatever. But we got to realize the Most High don't change. Now, before I go to the next verse, brother, hey, brother Banya, shalom, shalom. So,
Yo, peace, bro.
You want to say anything on this?
No, you got it. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna see in the New Testament. Now, matter of fact, let's go to Deuteronomy 12, verse 32 first before we go to the New Testament. And we're gonna see, because a lot of people come up and say, yeah, now it's different, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Well, we're gonna see. Remember, tithes and offerings is in the commandment. We read it back in Leviticus 27. So it's one of the commandments that was given to Moses to give to our people. So Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 32. We're going to see.
It says, what things soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereto, nor diminish from it.
Wow, that should not add or take away from the law. So when we see these things, when we bring all these scriptures out, and these pastors and say, oh, no, it's different now. You're supposed to give tithes to me. You ask them, are you a Leviticus priesthood? You don't have no inheritance?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing I want to mention real quick is you mentioned how different churches operate. How the brother was accepting the money and using it for the people. And this would kind of reflect what the apostles did in the book of Acts, how everybody sold what they had and gave it to the apostles and they distributed it back out, But like you said, that's not a tithes and offering system. That's just a system used as a means to help further the gospel. That's what they did, and to help the Most High's people in need. But that was it.
Yes, that is so true. That's not a tithes and offering, but that's good. I wouldn't have nothing to say about that because, that's what they did, just like you brought that out. But now we see people putting money on the altar and the preacher taking that money home, buddy. They ain't distributing it out to people and all this and helping people out or getting them out of debt and all that. No. They taking that money home, and then you'll look, they got $6 million house. Even that even happened within Israel, the ones that's waking up even to this day. You know, as I said, a lot of brothers might not like this, but we see we can get caught up. That's why I say, you know, a lot of people, they do cash app, stuff like that, and they give what they want to give. That's on them. But I'm going to tell you, you can easily get caught up in that. You're like, shoot, you know, I'm making this money. I can go in, you know, keep making videos, and they you can get caught up easy in that because, you know, the love of money is the root of all evil, not money, but the love of it. So that's something that we got to be very careful in doing. So I wanted to go to the New Testament. Brother Banya, you have something you want to say?
No, I'm just listening, brother. I don't know if you guys did read Malachi yet, though.
Yeah, we did. We went to Malachi 3 and went back and showed them that how Malachi 1, 12, 13, 14 is talking about Malachi 3 and 10, you know, how man robbed God. But
hey, real quick, hold on a second. I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat saying it's buffering. If y'all can hear us good, hit a 1 in the chat.
I'm not going to get mine. Hello, can y'all hear us good? All right.
I see a 1. All right. Okay, cool.
Okay, shalom, Demetri. Shalom, A. George in the car. Shalom, Most High's servant and daughter, Linda Rich. Okay. So let's go to Matthew chapter 23 and verse 23. I think that's what it is. And we're gonna see what he say to, you know, the Pharisees of the day. You know, a lot of people, they want to say, "Oh, you talking about the Old Testament?" Well, let's go to the New.
Amen. Matthew 23 and verse 23.
Yeah.
He said, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone."
Wow. We see here the Messiah is teaching the law. You know, Christianity try to say he don't teach the law. He's teaching the law right here. And we see here that these scribes and Pharisees, they giving their herbs and stuff. That's what it's talking about here, the plants, whatever. But they forgetting about the stuff that's really important in the law. You know, judgment, mercy. Even they talk about faith, y'all. Can y'all believe they have faith before the Messiah died? Wow. You know, these are the things that Christianity are trying to, we saved by faith. We always been saved by faith. But when the Messiah completely brought that truth in another faith that we can have in him, we have to keep putting up goats and lambs as a sacrifice. That's all it's about. So when we read this, even though we're talking about tithes and offerings, we also see that Messiah is teaching the law. Teaching the law. Remember, when you bring tithes and offering, in other words, don't think that's going to get you in heaven like Creflo, or get you, I ain't going to say heaven, I don't really like saying that word, but get you in the kingdom like Creflo Dollar, TD Jakes, Benny Hinn, Joel Osteen, George Meyer. I can go on and on. They'll tell you tithes to get you in the kingdom. Look what we just read. Amen. If tithes will get you in the kingdom, why would the Messiah say that to the scribes and Pharisees? That's all I got. Anybody else got something? Y'all bring it out.
Just based off of what you said, I just wanted to say Jesus the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah. And another thing to mention too is, you remember when they came out of Egypt, they had all kind of gold and all kind of stuff, and they brought it for the dedication of the temple, but they brought so much that Moses told them to stop bringing it.
Yeah.
You know, so that was dealing with the gold and everything like that. So, you know, you don't see that mentality now. You don't get enough now, you know.
Yeah.
But that just lets you know too that gold and silver wasn't something that the Most High considered a tithe, because you can't really, it doesn't really increase like how a crop does. You know what I mean? It's in the earth and everything, but you can't grow it like you do crops and food out of the earth and stuff like that.
That is so true. Can you imagine you stranded on an island, right? And somebody dropped $1 million there, but you can't get off. What is that going to do to you? But let's say they drop food there. I mean, you can live, but you can't live with George Washington.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
We was established as a nation too, then, you know.
Yeah.
So everything they were bringing into the temple would benefit us as a nation too. You know, a lot of times the church, and I'm not gonna say all the time, because I don't want to lump everybody in together, but a lot of times, you know, people are given to these churches, and they go back home living impoverished, you know, and thinking that because they've sold what little bit that they had to the church, that the Most High is gonna look down upon their impoverished lives and better them, you know. But that's not how faith works, you know, because the Most High don't deal with us based off of, you know, the things that these pastors are telling us that's going to be beneficial to us in our walk, you know. The scripture says, seek the Most High first, and everything else will be added unto you. You know, a lot of times you just got to learn how to appreciate what you have, even if it's a little, because believe it or not, it's somebody who got less than you. You know, no matter how much or how little you think you got, there's somebody out there who's not eating, somebody who don't got clean water, there's somebody out there who don't got a roof over their head or clean clothes to wear. You know, so I think it really starts with us being grateful, being grateful, being humble, and just being thankful for what the Most High has given us. You know. With food and raiment, be happy with that, you know.
Look at this. You know? He said, you know, when you said if you stranded on the island and somebody dropped $1 million, he said you can start a fire with it.
Yeah, you're gonna need something to wipe your butt eventually.
Yeah. Well, Born Bo said if he ever blessed me with Oprah's money, I'd take all my people home. Okay, yeah.
You know, sister, so many times I've said, you know, why don't I have this or that? But sometimes, man, we don't know, man. Sometimes the Most High be holding things back from us for our own good.
That's right.
You know. Yeah. Sometimes things corrupt people, man. The Most High, sometimes He do things and take people out of here so they're not corrupted, and sometimes He withhold things so that, you know, you're not corrupted. We don't, you know what I mean? We can say what we wouldn't do, and you know, we may very well mean it in our hearts. I've said why, you know what I mean, with all the endeavors I put forth, why I'm not making a whole bunch of money, but, you know, at the same time, man, I gotta be grateful for what the Most High gave me, you know. And honestly, man, me being the way I was growing up, I think that this is really the pinnacle of what I would call success in my life, to be able to fellowship with brothers and sisters and know the truth of what the Most High has told us that we are. You know, we've been told by the world we ain't nothing the whole time growing up, and then to find out that we the literal children of the Most High, and that He loves us, and that the things that happen to us only happen to better us, and He eventually wants to deliver us out of the hands of those who hate us, you know. So with that being said, you know, seek the Most High, and everything can be added unto you. You know.
Wow. You know what? What you just said, that's that Matthew 6:33. If I'm not mistaken, I know it's in Matthew 6 because that was my first trial sermon when I was in Christianity. Yep, that's
Amen.
right. Seek the Most High.
And that's
Things should be added unto you.
that's true. You know, that's true. What he
Yeah.
said is true.
See, yeah, you know,
Let's get some comments.
can you imagine? Yeah, what's coming? You imagine if these brothers is getting all this money, care about us, and put it together? Man, we'd be out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's not enough to just have money, man. You gotta. There's a lot of different things within our people mentality that gotta change. You know,
Yeah. I agree. I was just talking about if their mentality changed, that we want to build a nation, we can live and do our own stuff. If they had that type of love for the Most High and His people, yeah, I agree with you on that.
I think it's in the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha, it says a fool and his money is soon parted.
And how did that happen?
Thinking about the sister that
How did that happen?
I read about that. That was crazy. I think, and she had given him some money, but he sued her because the amount that she gave him wasn't how much she said she was going to give him. You know, and I think she had sold like millions too, and then he sued her for like 180. I don't know how you able to do something like that, but that just goes to show you, don't be making promises to people.
I cannot believe if people will follow this guy.
Was it in writing? Did they establish something in writing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what pastor would do that? What does? Oh my God.
More and more likely, which one wouldn't?
Oh my God, that stuff. I mean, when I think about this and learn more about tithes and offering, I just feel, you know, I think this brother. Let's say this. Okay, we teach the true tithes and offering, but we got a building. We want to keep it up. Y'all want to help us keep it up? Say that. Don't lie. You know, say if you don't get tithes and offerings, you're going to hell. And this is tithes and offerings. You give me all your money. I mean, it just tell lies.
Will a man rob God?
Yeah.
You're robbing God, brother.
He said, man, I would look around. They the one robbing God.
And God need Benjamin Franklin?
But a man robbed God.
That's the hard-headed one, man. They need to come with that one all the time. Will a man rob God? Pass your collection plate over there. Will a man rob God, brother? That's what you doing.
But you notice they don't read the whole thing. And then when they start reading it, they'll start, that's spiritual. It means,
mm-hmm. They robbed white Jesus, that's for sure.
But then you also, outside of the tithes, you also have the first fruit. So I learned in Christianity, the first fruit is when you first get your job, right? And you get your first paycheck, you get your whole paycheck.
Oh, wow, yeah. Wow. Yeah, I heard of that one too.
That's the first. That's
the
first.
Did you go through with it?
They used to tell us in tax.
Did you go through with it, bro?
I ain't do that.
I don't think I ever did that.
I ain't never did that. I felt guilty. I felt guilty.
Been a type.
I mean, I tied, but I don't think I ever did that. You know.
But look, in the Army Zion, right? We had to pay tithes. Also, we had a quarter. We had to pay every month, every quarter. I'm sorry. The church had to pay every quarter. You know, to the bishop. If you don't pay, they'll shut your church down.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I think
crazy stuff, man.
I think I did I think I did do that once when I first got a job. But you know how your first paycheck don't really be nothing but like $80 or something like that. So I put all that in.
Yeah.
I know that sound bad, but then at the time I was doing it because that's what I was told to do. First fruits, you know.
Well,
likewise. Yeah, I just wanted to be the only one who did it. I got a little. I didn't want to be the only one who did that though.
Oh,
I was like, "Did you do it, bro?" I was like, "Man, they gonna be laughing at me if I tell them I did this, man."
I ain't never did
Oh,
that.
not you, buddy.
I tell you what, I'm glad I'm not in Christian church because, you know, I drive trucks now. Sometimes you get jobs, they'll give you 5,000. Some of them will give you 5,000 bonus up top. Can you imagine giving that whole 5,000? No.
You become one of the pastor's best friends right then and there.
I'll be like, nah, bro.
You get to sit on the front row if you do that.
Yeah, you get the front row and
The
keep
grape
it up.
juice.
You be right there in the pulpit next to him.
I watched a thing on what's his name, Vander Holyfield when he beat. He said, "Hey, I watched this. He Creflo Church. He said that when he got beat by Riddick Bowe, him and Creflo had a talk, and they was wondering what went wrong. No, you lost. What went wrong? But he said they were like, "What was you doing? Not you wasn't doing." And I never heard him say anything about the law. They was talking about I come to church, I pray, I don't sin. You don't sin, okay. Then he said, Creflo said, you know, do you pay tithes? He was like, nah. And so he stopped paying tithes. That's when he fought Tyson. Tyson bit his ear, and he won. So he gave, I don't know exactly how much money he won, but he gave over like $1 million. What? Yeah. Because he beat Tyson. Tyson bit his ear. Maybe that's what the Most High was trying to tell him not to do it. Why Tyson beat his ear? I don't know.
A lot of times, man, when you get money like that, man, it's just best to sit still and think.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You on the top? What did Mashiach say? What's a good religion? Those who visit the widows and the orphans and those who are in prison. You know, there's ways to put your money to use for people that's disadvantaged and things like that. You know, if anything, adopt a child, or you know what I mean, or visit someone who's lost someone close to them. You know, go. There's a lot of places. There's cancer wards and hospitals. You know, things like that you can do with your money, opposed to sowing it into some type of church that's you're really not sure where it's going to, and you might deal with some of these organizations that claim to be non-profit. Like the Red Cross or whatever, and they want you to give them money. But you can always do things yourself, because if you got money like that, you should have time to go and do things where you can visit orphans and the sick and and the widows and things like that.
And you know what?
Adopt a child, you know what I mean?
You're right. We got a lot of people that need help, so
People want to live lavish. That's why people get their hands on that money, and the first thing they think about is material possessions. They don't think about what they can do to better someone who may have been in a situation that they grew up in and had to struggle to get out of. And I'm not saying that it always takes for you to have money to do these things, but when you do have money, avenues open up for you to be able to do certain things, so for you to be able to go up in hospital wards and be like, I want to help, and or go to someone who's disadvantaged or a child and that's an orphanage in society and gave up on them, and they might end up in a system where somebody is end up preyed upon. You can save someone out of that situation.
True.
those things don't happen. Those things don't happen easy by means. You gotta, your heart and soul gotta be in it, because if you take another child and for example, it's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. They ain't gonna be a perfect child, you know. But if you're dedicated to helping someone, you gotta realize that, you know, some things you gotta have to stick by them on, you know.
You're exactly right. You see that comment, Donovan B. and Judas said Vandal gave $30 million to the church. Keith Williams said he remembered. Then he said his wife tried to sue to get it back. Sue to get the money back. I guess he ain't at that church no more, huh?
No, they not.
When mama say get the money back, you better get it back.
You better go back there and get that money.
Yeah, mama said, what's wrong with you?
Hit too hard.
Look,
that's 30 million in one whop, but he needed another 60 for a jet.
65, yeah, 65 million. I forgot what he said. But look what Sheila, what she say when the pandemic came, the first thing these preachers were preaching was don't stop tithing. God is testing.
Yeah,
man,
I remember
crazy,
that.
Man, that's crazy.
I remember that.
Then they shut the doors and said we would start using Cash App and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I remember that. A lot of preachers died too.
Yeah. Don't stop tithing.
Yeah.
I gotta create a link for the prayer time on Friday.
Right.
I don't know how many people in there seen that, but I'm hoping it'll be ideal if everybody could attend that, because the more of us that's involved in that, the more powerful it'll be. But I do have to create a link post for it. Right now we have the community post, and I think I'm gonna just edit the community post and add that onto it. But I'm hoping brothers and sisters join us in that prayer, because like I said in the community post, it's for the restoration, reparations, repatriation, and deliverance of our people out of the hands of our enemies and all those who hate us. So, the brother Eric's going to lead us in the prayer. We don't want anybody to worry about reading anything. We just want you brothers and sisters to bow. Do y'all have the Clubhouse app? No, we don't have the Clubhouse app. I'll look into that though. That sounds like something we really need.
Clubhouse. Yeah, I think I was on there, but I got off.
Yeah, it's gonna be live. It's gonna be live just like this. It's just gonna be live, and we just gonna wait for everybody to come in, and we gonna pray. It's just as simple as that.
So what time is it? 8:30 my time?
It's gonna be 7:30 your time.
Okay.
No. You're on the East Coast. It's gonna be 8:30 your time.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, the brother Eric's gonna lead us in the prayer, and we're gonna pray together. Because at this time, man, that's one of the more important things that we should be doing. Because look, a lot of us got jobs, and some of us we jump up and we jump in the shower, we eat and run off to work, and we don't get a chance to pray. And this is gonna be a daily thing for us to do. It's not going to stop this Friday. We're going to hold it this Friday, and the next Friday, and the next Friday. We're going to keep going with this, until we see some results, and after we see some results. We're going to keep going with this, because this is the essential things we need to be doing, on top of us following the Most High's commandments and not forsaking the assembling of each other. We have to be praying, and we have to be praying for the right things. We have to be praying for things that involves us as a nation, not just individuals. Now, I'm not saying that individual prayer is not something we should be doing, but we should always consistently stay praying for ourselves as a nation, praying for each other. So this is one avenue. If you're not having the opportunity to do that, every Friday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, we'll be doing that. What's going on Fridays is it's going to continue on, you know.
And also too, we talked about opening up, allowing a certain time slot, you know. So the prayer that we're going to open up with, it won't take up all of that time. So we can open up with that. And if anybody has a prayer, something they want to add, or something that they want to recite from the forefathers, you know, because our forefathers left a lot of prayers and things for us to recall as well, you know. And so we have to search those things out. But if anybody want to include something like that, feel free as well. You know, this is a collective thing. So,
amen. Yeah, so we're definitely going to be taking prayer requests also, you know, and then, you know, it may even grow from one point to, you know, when we put the link out and have brothers and sisters come in and lead us in prayer also in different occasions, you know.
Yeah.
But
You know,
we gotta fulfill that part though, man. We reaching out to the Most High. We gotta reach. We gotta really reach. So I'm like I said, I'm just hoping that we can get the maximum amount of people in here. If you know anybody that needs prayer, or someone who this might benefit, that you feel it might benefit, then invite them and inform them of this. I'll have the link up by tonight after I get off of work. I'll put it up, but by tomorrow it'll be up so that you'll know where to go for this. I don't want to say event, but for this live. So if you know anybody, share this with them. You know, this is what we need to be doing. The more people come, the more powerful it is. Scriptures say, where two or more gathered in His name, there He is in the midst of us. You know, the Most High in the midst of us, then that's it. This is what they're afraid of. You know, you got to cry out to the Most High.
Yes, we got to.
Mm-hmm. What we doing on this live is just a small part of it. The Most High does the majority of it, and He's in show and prove mode. We just gotta believe. We gotta have that faith that when we cry out, that He's gonna hear us.
Yeah, He spoke many times in prophecy saying that He would hear our prayers, you know, and our cries cry out for judgment, you know. So we're gonna be doing all of that, confessing our sins, the sins of our forefathers, you know, and calling out to the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
That's so true.
Yeah.
So yes, you know, I had already mentioned it to people about this Friday. That's why I was trying to get the time right on my end, because I know people that recognize the Israelites and want prayer, you know, which we do pray, but they want to be in the midst of this. Got some things going on with them, and so, you know, people are excited because, like I said, I was talking last night, when you have Israelites praying together, man, I'm telling you, this right here might be, you know, I pray that it is. It might be that prayer that sends the things that we are looking for, you know, avenges, to be redeemed, to be healed, you know, to be awakened, to have that spirit to break strongholds on us, to be able to walk completely according to the law. Man, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Amen.
I got to get ready to go, but I want to say big ups to the brother Eric too for the prayer that he wrote down. really words really can't describe it. But I thank the Most High. All praises, honor, and glory to the Most High for sending brothers like Eric and the brother Kadar to us. You know, because we're like brothers from the same womb. I love these brothers, and the impact they've had on me has been nothing but positive, and I can't wait to see the great things the Most High has for us, man.
Yeah, we love you too, brother. But we want you to bring out that word, and it's rough because I'll be ready to say stuff, and I'm like, nah, I can't say nothing because bang.
No, don't hold your tongue, bro.
You want
Because
me
it's
to-
gonna be
okay,
it's gonna be what it's gonna be, bro.
That's all right. Remember you
Get the
said
people
that.
acclimated. Get the people acclimated to get ready to hear that stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I wanted to say peace and blessings, brother. Thanks for allowing me to come on, man.
No problem. This the home. Second home, first home, whatever you want to call it.
Amen.
In the future, y'all, near future, I hope we all can get together and maybe for one of the feast days, let everybody come out. We all meet up. That'll be nice.
Amen. I'm gonna holler at you a little bit later too, bro, so we can chop it up about the fasting and prayer.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna let you know what I got on that.
All right.
All right.
Peace and blessings.
All right.
Sure.
So that's all you had, brother Kadar.
That's all I had for the night. Yeah, that's all I had. So
okay.
Remember, y'all, don't let nobody get you on these tithes and offerings.
Don't let them do it.
I tell you what, a lot of our people, I know a lot of our people won't fight against that mess. Come think about it.
Nah.
They ain't gonna fight against that. If they do, then we know. Well, I don't know. The strong delusion is strong, so I don't think they won't, but I don't know.
Well, you got to realize too, the prophets talked about the people who what it said, they got themselves preachers having itching ears, so this is what they want,
Yeah.
So it's not so much of a strong delusion as it is a demand, like supply and demand. You can kill the dope man, or you can get rid of the desire for the people to want the dope.
Wow.
Okay. The dope man, all he got to do is sit there.
That's right.
But that's what it is, man. It's spiritual dope that people paying their money for,
Yeah. I want to ask this question. What you think about, I don't know, about these brothers that do have, and I ain't gonna say they ask for donation, but they do this if you want to, give to the ministries and all. I'm talking about Israelite brothers that have these channels. You think that's okay? I don't
know. I think it's okay for people who in their heart want to give to people that's sincerely doing the work of the Most High.
Okay.
It's not, and that's just my view. I can't set in stone what is or what's not, but then that's just something people are gonna do. People are gonna give and support, different things. But to call it a tithe or to say that it's necessary or demanded, nah.
Okay.
Nah.
I guess that can fall in the when the Messiah sent them out 2 by 2 and said, "Don't take nothing for you." They will get, maybe you look at it that way.
Yeah. The
workman is don't go there and say, "Hey, I need some shoes. You got a coat?"
Yeah.
I need money. I haven't seen brothers get on our Israelite brothers yet and say, "Y'all, bless me in cash out." If you do, God will bless you with that car. That man that you want, God gonna bless you with them. I haven't seen our brothers do that. So okay, I agree with you. I haven't seen them do that. But this is what Christianity do, and they've been doing it for years. And I used to look and be like, first I used to be like, okay, but then I was like, why in the world God would need us? Man, I can understand if you want to bless. It's like if somebody not even, let's say they're not teaching, right? Let's say somebody that's doing stuff, being nice to you, or something come up, they there for you, or whatever. You be like, you just want to bless them. I understand that, but in the sense of the way that you see them guys on TV, they're telling you if you pay tithes, they'll say you're going to heaven, or if you pay tithes, God's gonna fix this for you. If you pay tithes, God's gonna do that. Whatever you got going on is more important than what you got $1 million. If you got $4,000, if you give it all to Him, that's more important to what you got going on, and God can bless it. Then they'll say God don't need your money. We know that, but you want the money. So
right. It's like that's more important than paying your bills.
Sister Sharon said, I think that is important to support where there is need. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree with that 100%. I have nothing wrong with that. I'm talking about, so, this message, what we're talking about is the manipulators. Y'all know what, I'm pretty sure a lot of us on here understand that what's going on, that what we see, they'll say, I'm flying a jet to preach God's word, and that, come on. So.
Yeah. And then, Brother Ben, y'all mentioned the passage in Matthew where it says, seek ye out the kingdom, and the Most High shall add those things to you, You
don't have to ask. That's why, you know what? You're right. And that's why a lot of our brothers do get support, because they're not out here asking.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Like I said, I don't see anything wrong with that. Me personally, I don't do it. You know what I mean? But for other brothers that do it, I don't see an issue with it as long as people are being fed the truth.
Yeah. And you do got brothers, they do it, but and also, well, they're not really either, because you go on different channels, they'll say thank you for the super chat, but now I've never seen them pressure people to support. They just support because they want to, and that's fine. Yeah. Fine. Yeah.
My fault.
They're not saying if you give me money, you're gonna be in the kingdom. They don't do that.
Yeah. And that's what he say, why ask for money from the oppressed? Exactly. These people are oppressed collectively. Now, when it comes to Black people, for some reason, Black people got some money somewhere that we don't know about, because if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't be the #1 consumer. But when it comes to being a collective, we at the bottom, and you see all of these churches getting all this money and stuff, and it's not really to no avail. You know what I mean? Hundreds of millions of dollars. Some people, I even seen something that talked about billions of dollars has been raised by the Black church. You know what I mean?
Distribute it out. They should know who's poor and who's needed, in the church.
Yeah. But like I said, it's money solves all things, and in today's time, we know that it takes money to make certain things happen, and to use it or to try to twist scripture to get people to succumb to whatever you're trying to do is just not right. It's not right, because they had money back then. And even if you want to look at when it comes to the temple, it said that the priests charged themselves yearly for the service of the temple. Mm-hmm. So that's basically saying they up out of their own pocket and made sure the services of the temple was set and everything was straight. and the people brought, as they were unction to do in their heart. But then what people are doing now, man, is just really just milking the game, just another form of pimping,
Yeah, so we went through these scriptures and we went back to the law that we're supposed to add or take away. So if you add paying tithes as money, that's completely false. Now, if you want to bless me because I'm doing the work, nothing wrong. I think these pastors would teach the truth and say, hey, we got a building, I got lights to pay, blah, blah, this. If y'all want to help bless, they probably would get more and people would feel more about it because they're telling the truth. But when you use tithes and offerings as in money in the word, you just completely lying. We know pastors need support, buildings need we know all of that. And so if you tell the truth, I think that you will get a better people will be able to give. And also if you start, let's say you got pastors, right? And you got a pretty good sized church and they giving something like, let's go with $10,000 a Sunday, right? And let's say on every once a month, we take that money and distribute out after we pay everything. Can you imagine how that thing would build and help?
Oh, yeah. You can create your own economy like that.
Yes.
Give people money, they're gonna take that money and give it right back, and you can take it and grow what you need to grow and keep that same thing going. Moambo said people create organizations and then suggest the oppressed pay for it. And I actually went through that with a job some years back. I had took a job working at McGraw-Hill. They make textbooks. And when you first sign on, they have the Red Cross. They have some people there from the Red Cross.
Red Cross.
Yeah, as soon as you get hired, you have an option to sign a paper to where they can take anywhere from 3 up to however much money you want them to take out of your check per month to donate to the Red Cross.
Yeah.
And all those people doing is lining their pockets. That's just free money they taking from you. And they lining their pockets with it.
I tell you, I seen that a lot of them do that with that, what they call fundraisers. They act like somebody in their family sick and we need this amount of money, and you give it to them and they take it and they use it for themselves.
They'll pay their truck note.
Yeah, it's sad. Just like when I started the Hebrew Car Club, I got brothers, man. They in and they're not too serious. I wish I could find some real good brothers serious. But what we was doing was going around surprising people that's in need, not just money. Some, you got some people that's sick and shut in, they can't go nowhere, or you got some people that some people is homeless. Our people, we got a lot of our people homeless. We got a lot of our people just don't, because they already got the money, but they need just people to show them love, that hey, we still thinking about you, to be there for you. So it wasn't all about that, but I just think if I had some more serious brothers, this thing really could have really kicked off really good. But so I'm praying that we really get back into that.
Yeah,
because it's really fun, rolling up on people and they thinking ain't nobody thinking about them, especially we doing it for our people. And they would be like, oh my gosh, they surprised and happy. Yeah. So
I'm gonna tell you something else you can do, man. Even the brothers and sisters in the chat, and this is something I do, and it's not to brag or boast, but it's just a gesture, whenever you're around your people in public. Like if I'm at the corner store and I pay for something, and I see a brother behind me and I give my change, I just give him my change and just say, hey, bro, put that with what you got, make it easy on yourself. Just do little stuff like that, help you, it'll make you better in terms of being able to help people, and I've been able to encounter some brothers like that, and been able to direct them to the platform. I don't know if they watch or not. I don't get phone numbers and stuff like that, but it's opened up an opportunity for me to speak to brothers and let them know what we about and what we do, and that kind of thing. So just something simple as that, it don't even have to be a lot, $1 and some or 75 cents. Just here you go, bro. Put that with what you got,
Wow.
People appreciate that.
Yes. Yes. That's so good. I ran into this young girl, my daughter's age, at the store down the street one day, and she was in there, and she was trying to pay for her gas. So I just said, "Go ahead and pay for it. Pay for gas, $20." And she was like, "Thank you so much, sir." I said, "Honey, I got daughters your age, and I know it's hard out here." I said, "You're a sister of Zion, really." I said, "You are, and remember that." And I said, "Get in that word." At the time, of course, I didn't have a platform, but I didn't want to be creepy and say, "Hey, here go my phone number." I don't want nobody thinking nothing like that. But I was telling the sister that she's a true sister of Zion, and get in the word and read about her history. So,
Yeah.
But
it'll definitely give you an opportunity to plug the truth in there, the word in there some kind of way. But yeah.
Rick, get off of here. I get ready for. I can't wait till we say that we be the owners and everything, and not so to speak as in bragging, but wait. I'm just saying we get back in the kingdom of Yah. Man, it'll be so great.
Ain't nobody gonna be able to work you no more and make merchandise of you.
Yeah.
Make a spoil out of you.
Yeah, that's right.
Amen.
All right. Well,
brothers and sisters, I want to thank everybody for joining in. This has been another Salt of the Earth Productions discussion. And I want to say peace and blessings to everybody. Hope everybody have a beautiful rest of your evening. May the Most High be with you. Stay with you. Peace.
shalom. Peace.